Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez. Halftime.
Yes, sir. It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. We're on the go at sasportstar.com. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hump day. It is cold outside.
Beyond. It's cold.
I know. It was a different type of cold. That's Rudy Jay. We get to play with Rudy Jay on
What
Wednesday.
up?
I got outside, and it was just a bitter cold. And I was like, "What? How cold is it?" And it said 38 degrees. I was like, "No, this feels like 15. It is freezing outside."
It is. It's definitely seat warmer type day. 35 right now. It's crazy.
And last night I was jogging in 85-degree weather.
I know.
That's so weird,
That's
man.
San Antonio, man. San Antonio needs some cannabis or some bipolar meds for sure.
Very well, very nice. You know, we big show. It is Wednesday, so not only do I get to play with Rudy Jay, but it's also Movie Review Wednesday. And by we used to have this on a poll, but I think Joe Reinagle has taken over this segment a little bit. You know, he was like, no. You're gonna do Officer and a Gentleman. And then after I did the Officer and Gentleman review, he comes out and says, "Have you seen the Terminator?" And
which I can't. I'm still getting my head wrapped around some of these movies you haven't seen.
Well, that's
like Urban Cowboy. I kind of get it, whatever. Officer Jim, but Terminator is just like that was like I don't know.
Yeah. So those of you who are new to the show, I review movies on Wednesdays that everyone else has seen, but I have not. And I was apparently sheltered when I was growing up. So again, when it comes to movies, I don't know much, man. So I'm reliving my childhood here, and the Terminator. The Arnold Schwarzenegger 1984 classic.
84? I was 7.
Yeah.
I went to see it at the movies too.
You saw it at the movies?
Yeah, my parents were do as I say, not as I do type parents. Like, they gave us leeway to watch things we probably let most people watch.
Yeah.
And just, they just let us. It wasn't like a big deal. It wasn't like they were letting us watch porn and nothing like that. But like, their movies a little sketchy, whatever. They didn't care. But it wasn't any, it wasn't really bad.
Yeah.
It was just shooting.
Last night, I'm tired right now. Not only am I cold, but I am tired. Last night, my wife and I stayed up till 2:30 in the morning watching Yellowstone.
See, I don't have Peacock. Is it Peacock?
It's Peacock.
I don't have Peacock. But everybody tells me I need Yellowstone. And then I've seen some trailers for some stuff coming out on Peacock and Paramount.
Mm-hmm.
I might have to go and get it.
I know. We talked about being suckers last week when it comes to it, because it went from having Netflix and then Hulu and then going off to HBO Max and then Disney. And now we have to subscribe to all of these because each one of these services has that one show that you have to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell behind on people saying, you got to watch Succession, HBO Max. First 3 seasons. It won all these Emmys for best drama and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, great. I'll watch it. And it was good. It was really good.
See, now I've heard mixed reviews on not the ending, but the last season of Yellowstone. Rob is like, they're kind of going into the woods. Like it's kind of getting weird. Like, but I've heard, I've heard the first season amazing, but then as it extends, they start reaching for stuff.
Yes. I thought season 2 was better than season 1 of
how many seasons is it?
Apparently they're on season 4, but 3 are streaming. So
I heard season 3. I think Rob told me season 3 was,
and to each their own. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it. Maybe I won't.
To each his own. Right.
But I'll be honest with you. As much as I've loved Succession, I think Yellowstone is better. It's crazy good. It is crazy. And if you had told me, Michael, it's going to be a show set in Montana?
I mean, the show is called Yellowstone. It kind of...
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on, man. It's set in Montana. But the thing is, it stars Kevin Costner. And even though I didn't watch a lot of movies growing up, I will say this. If it had Kevin Costner in it, I probably did watch it. Field of Dreams is one of my favorite movies of all time. The Untouchables, one of my favorite movies of all time. So I'm a Kevin Costner guy.
What's 1883? Is that the prequel to Yellowstone? That's what I've heard.
I believe
that's what Rob told me.
Yeah, it's somehow.
Have you watched that at all, or is it even out yet?
No, it's somehow related. But I am now watching that show that Edward James almost recommed, which is the show that he's on.
Which one? Mayans.
Yeah, Mayans. Yeah,
Mayans is good. I've heard Mayans was really good, and I was watching the first couple, and I don't know how I fell off of it. but I heard mine's was really good.
We can call him friend of the show, right? Edward James Olmos. He was on Halftime a couple of weeks ago, Radio Row at Super Bowl. He's a friend of the show.
He is a friend of the show.
Do you know who else is a friend of the show? Annie Agar. And man, at 1:00 we'll be talking about her. Annie Agar.
Watch what you tweet. It will come back if all of a sudden you go viral and get popular. They will dig up your old tweets.
I know, and it's so funny because Twitter tried to cancel her yesterday. People on Twitter tried to cancel.
Are you mad they came after your girl?
I stuck up for my girl, baby. I stuck up for her. I was like, oh my God. They're calling her a racist, and they're going.
Who is Annie Agar for the people that don't know?
So Annie Agar is a reporter with Bally Sports. She's really big into TikTok. In the TikTok community. Met her at Super Bowl. She was on our show. So I was so disappointed because I saw that she was trending, and that's never a good sign, man. When you trend, it's either because you are either dead or your career is dying, and
you getting canceled.
And exactly, and she has become a rock star in sports reporting because she went from being a local news reporter to someone who was struggling because she couldn't get much work because of COVID issues, and no sports is going on, so she can't report on sports. And she became this TikTok darling, this star on TikTok and Instagram. And that led to a job at Bally Sports. She had a TED Talk. And now it's coming out saying that she's a racist. Annie Agar's a racist. And I'm there going, oh, my God, I don't want to read these tweets. And then I read them and I thought to myself, that it? But we're going to have a conversation about that, about cancel culture, not of the political type of cancel culture, but basically what we need to do to protect ourselves, man, because people can dig deep.
You post.
People can dig deep.
If you have aspirations to blow up or to be some entertainment figure.
Yeah.
Clean up your Twitter, clean up your IG, clean up your Facebook, because they will dig it up.
12:15, we have a conversation about who is the athlete you hate the most. I got to thinking about this because there's a certain player that I'm really, really tired of.
Oh.
But he's the gift that keeps on giving. But he's my player that I hate the most right now. We'll get into that.
I know what you're talking about, but they don't.
At 12:30, I read a report earlier this morning saying that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might have their successor, the person to replace Tom Brady, the GOAT. And when I saw the name, I laughed, and I cannot wait to reveal that at 12:30. And again, at 1:00, we'll be talking about Annie Agar. Katie Goodman, our soccer insider, at 1:15 to talk about the settlement for equal pay for the United States women's team, the national team. And again, it's Movie Review Wednesday here, The Terminator.
The Terminator.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, starring former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't know, man. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. I know how you are. I never know where you're going to go, so I'm going to just leave it be.
We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Search San Antonio Sports Star. Leave a comment or two at 1:45. We will read our favorite comments of the day. But let's get going.
Oh, cool.
Let's get going.
What you want to do?
Well, I came in and I was super excited because Pledger bought lunch and we had Popeyes. And I sat down and I'm just looking. I said, you know who I want to talk about today? I do not want to talk about Aaron freaking Rodgers. Like, he's annoying me these days. And they come at me and say, but did you hear about Pancha Karma? I was like, Pancha what? And they're saying, okay, so here's the thing. I kind of feel like we got duped yesterday because everyone was talking about this Instagram post that Aaron Rodgers posted, where he's basically, it was kind of cryptic, talking about, oh, I love you. Talking about Shailene Woodley, who is his former fiance, saying thank you to certain teammates, both past and present. People are like, what, are you retiring?
Right.
What is this? And then we thought about it. I'm like, oh, you know what's going to be? He's going to be on the Pat McAfee show, and it's basically to publicize that and all that stuff. And to me, I came in to the station today thinking to myself, I ain't talking Aaron about that, man. Don't want to talk about that. But then it came out, but did you hear about his 12-day cleanse called Pancha Karma?
Which was a beautiful, wonderful thing that we all should do.
And I want to get into that with you because for those of you who don't know, apparently it's like this ancient Indian ritual. Indian being, I am assuming from India, right?
Right.
And it's
because if not, it would be Native American. So I don't know. So I'm guessing India.
Yeah. So it's a 12-day cleanse, and I'm trying to read here exactly what is.
Dude, you can't read
cleanse.
that.
It's intense. Okay. So basically, there are 5 steps, right?
Yeah.
One is taking drugs to induce a severe spell of vomiting to clear and clean the upper gut.
Okay.
Another step is to force diarrhea that purges and cleanses the bowels.
Okay.
Another is a medicated enema used to
Yes.
cleanse the accumulated toxins through the colon.
Yes.
And then there's a nasal administration of medicated oil to cleanse, I guess, your nose, the snot.
Yeah. You put it like it's some oil up your nose, and that kind of like a balloonoplasty.
Yeah.
Like, is that how you say that?
Yeah.
You know, where you go to the doctor and they flush you out. I'm thinking that's what that is.
And then the last one is a procedure done to cleanse your blood. And you said that you think that everyone should go through this. You joking or do
No.
true?
Like, first of all, I don't have the discipline to do it. I don't have the discipline to go through that for 12 days. But what it would do for your body and for your system and for your skin and for your overall health and your overall mood, it's got to be phenomenal. Like, that type of cleanse is good for you. Like, I have a buddy who owns a juice shop, and he's always telling me, Rudy, you got a bunch of gunk in your colon. You got a bunch of gunk in your colon. You need to stay on these cleanses, stay on these cleanses. And this one feels like an extreme cleanse that, like I said, you probably feel like a new man. Like, again, I couldn't do it, but if I could, I would.
I don't have the time or money to do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't have the, well, I probably have the time. I don't know. I know I don't have the money. Well, I don't even know how much it costs. We don't know how much it costs.
Because it's beyond that. It's also getting off of social media and getting off electronics is what he had to do.
Oh, really?
For 12 days. Also talked about the
I could use a social cleanse.
Yeah,
we all could use a social media cleanse. We all need off of social media for 12 days here and there, but with our jobs, it's impossible.
Right. And the other thing is that you're supposed to go and meditate every morning, have a light breakfast.
I heard that's good for you too.
Have a light breakfast.
Have you ever meditated? Have you ever like really just sat in peace, like go in a room, sit down, know nothing, and just cleared your mind and focused on what you wanted to do for that particular day and just meditate?
I don't think I ever have.
Me neither. Why?
Because we're on schedule.
You know, I don't think you always thought about, I was like, I don't know if I know how to meditate. Because my thing is, if I'm sitting there, my mind's going to be going 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm supposed to be clear-minded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or are you supposed to think, what are you supposed to think about when you meditate? Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh.
Yeah, just clear your mind.
Okay.
Find your center, I guess is what they're saying. You know, I've done like yoga before, and I've done it a couple of times.
Good for you.
I get it. There's some people who love it. I did not dig it at all. I'm not.
You didn't feel better when you left?
No, I just didn't. I didn't get the whole thing about it, you know. And it's funny because, you know, I'm not a big fan of Aaron Rodgers as a person anymore. But in listening to this, I truly believe that it probably is very therapeutic, you know, because you have to cleanse yourself. And I mean, he's talking about the colon, he's talking about his nose and all that stuff. You're right. We probably all gunked up. Like we need an oil change, if you will. You know, we have a lot of sludge in us.
Absolutely.
And it just sounds like it's not only the sludge that's literally in us, but maybe mentally, just things like that, and kind of come around and clear our minds. But Chris Gonzalez uses the phrase "clear our minds." We got the golf course to clear our minds.
That's true.
I don't know how much clear I'm going to get on the golf course, because typically on the golf course, I'm about half a bottle of Bullet in. But no, it was kind of funny. So I'm looking at it.
I think we should try it, Mike.
Okay, what I don't want though is the induced vomiting and diarrhea from 12 to 2.
I don't want to throw up, but I do think we all need a solid cleansing. I don't know if it can do 12 days, but we all need a cleansing.
I'd probably lose 15 pounds, man.
I would lose 10, 15 as well. 12 days, I would lose at least 10, probably 15, because I have so much gunk.
But you take a look at how these athletes live and what they do to their bodies to go to the extreme. Tom Brady with his TB12 diet, where it's like, oh, here's your dessert. You can have 2 almonds. I mean, it's like, why would you want to live life that way when there's so much good food and drink around to live your life that way? I don't get it.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo comes to mind. LeBron comes to mind. Tom. I'm guessing Aaron as well. Aaron's 37.
Yeah.
You know, Dr. Sebi said getting all the mucus out is the key to health. So I'm sure this got all the mucus out.
Oh man, you know what? I'm just gonna be happy being chubby. I saw a TikTok where this girl
Yoga
says,
is amazing, according to Carolina Teague.
I saw this TikTok. This girl says,
What?
"If he chubby, he a hubby, or if he chubby, he a hubby," and that makes sense. This right here is the body of a happily married man.
You don't look. I'm chubby too, but we both don't want to be chubby.
No, I want to be chubby-ish, okay? Because I want to have the dad bod. I still want to have a dad bod. You know, it's funny because last year I was on a weight loss journey. I lost 30 pounds, and then after the half marathon and holidays and whatnot, I gained back 15, and I've now lost 5 of that. So I'm still down 20.
That's good.
But it's a yo-yo. It was down 30, then back to 15, now to 20. And you know, the Popeyes that Pledger had earlier today that he brought us, which I'm thankful for, was probably not going to help me out much.
That's all good, man. The thing is, some countries, if the chubbier you are, the more you're liked, because that means you got money.
Yeah, man. Back in the day,
my boy used to tell me, you know, gaining weight comes with balling.
That's right.
And you're balling.
From time to time. I got Rudy Jay as a friend, man. So I'm balling that
balling.
way. But man,
don't let him fool y'all, San Antonio. He's balling.
So the whole thing about Aaron Rodgers,
what's up?
The whole thing about Aaron Rodgers was, I was like, oh, I just can't stand this guy anymore. Make up your mind, prima donna. And it got me thinking, who are the athletes that you hate the most, that I hate the most? And for those of you who are listening right now, reach out to us on Facebook and YouTube. Leave us a comment. Also, we're on Twitter. I'm at Mike ESPNSA. Rudy J is at Rudy J_star.
There you go.
And Edwin Hafner, by the way, is producing the show.
What up, Ed? How you doing, man?
Good times, baby.
He's like,
Good
yo, Evan don't have the mic by him for a reason. He's like, don't bother me.
But Rudy, come on. Who are the players that you don't like at all? Like
players that I don't like?
Like to the point where if you hear their name, you just get turned off.
Goodness gracious. I don't want to say LeBron because it's not, I don't have a LeBron issue. I don't like LeBron's Loverboy fan base. So I you know what, I thought about this since you told me this. You told me this at 11 and I've thought about it till 12. Like Aaron has gotten there because it's like every day and it's always something. But I can't think of the athlete that I'm just like, dude, I hate that guy. Like I really can't. Like maybe a couple baseball players, but I don't watch baseball enough to throw any of those guys under the bus. Somebody said Tom Brady. I don't hate Tom Brady. Oh man, I don't really have one like that I hate. Again, I don't like LeBron's fans. No, his fans are cool. Lover boys are different.
So explain Loverboy.
Loverboy is the guy that wakes up and before he does anything, he checks all of his social medias and needs to see if he needs to come to LeBron's defense in any way, shape, or form. Before he brushes his teeth, before he gets out of bed, he makes sure he doesn't have to, doesn't have to go and defend LeBron's honor. That guy, like, wakes up in the morning with LeBron on his mind and defending him. That guy gets on my nerves. Kyrie was there, but then Kyrie grew on me because I understood he'd stand for something. So
yeah, Rodrigo Bravo on Facebook says James Harden.
James gets on my nerves because James and Russ started to get on my nerves because they act like the media gets on their nerves. That bothers me when that type of guy bothers me more than anything.
You know, it's funny because at some point I started liking players that I hated. Tom Brady was a player that I could not stand. I could not stand him because
why?
I would say early on,
Tom is like perfect.
He was part of the Bill Belichick machine. Ooh, and that was the thing, was that they always skirted the rules. They always did something that, oh, okay, we're going to have to change the rules over the offseason, a competition committee, because they exposed something there. And then you had Deflategate, and then you had the Tuck rule. And it seemed to be like everything went his way. And Tom Brady was almost like a robot. He didn't endear himself to anybody. But then he goes to Tampa
and wins.
And like, you have to respect that, because for so long I was the last one there going, no, baby, Joe Montana is the GOAT. Joe Montana and Jerry Rice, they're the GOATs. And when he went to Tampa and started winning over there, it was like, you have to give it to him. But his personality changed. He became funny. He was doing things on social media.
Awesome in Tampa.
And it's like, okay, I fell in love with Tom Brady at that point. So it's amazing.
That's who he always been, but he was just under the Belichick tree.
But everybody right now on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live right now is saying players like James Harden, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James. It's kind of hard to hate LeBron James because LeBron James has never done anything wrong on a personal level. He's never been in trouble with the law. He's never
have a problem with him.
But I have a problem with him kind of on a professional standpoint. Like the decision was stupid. The whole thing where I'm taking my talents to South Beach, gonna have a TV show about it. The whole thing about collusion with Dwayne Wade and Bosch and the collusion he's had in LA, that I have an issue with, but not him as a man or as a person.
No,
right?
Absolutely not. Great father. That's like a superhero. I mean, everything he's done, sending all those kids to college on his own dime, like done some great things. Again, it just comes back to, and I guess Jordan fan is the same because Jordan fans, you can't tell them anything. Cowboy fans. So I dislike fan bases more than I do players because I think Cowboy fan was the most annoying for the longest. And then LeBron's fans came along and said, hold my beer. Because Cowboy fan was annoying too. And they still are to a certain extent.
Yeah, I can see that. It's so funny. We're having this conversation. We're about 6 minutes into it. And not one person has mentioned the name Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, if you were having this conversation.
Hate Kawhi.
And I think that hate is going away because I thought it was a little bit tacky when they had the top 75 players of all time in the NBA at the All-Star game this past weekend in Cleveland, where they were saying the San Antonio Spurs Instagram said, congratulations, David Robinson. Congratulations, Tim Duncan. Congratulations, George Gervin. But did not mention Kawhi.
Why would they?
Kawhi was the finals MVP in 2014 for what team? The San Antonio Spurs.
So let me ask you something. Okay, that's fair. That's fair, Mike. But if you were accepting an award, because you do your financial planner, let's say you won financial, what is the right term?
Yeah, advisor of the year
/ owners. Like you have your own company. It's not like you have a bunch of people under you, like a boss. So let's say you win financial advisor of the year. You're not thanking your ex. You know what I'm saying? Are you thanking your ex in your speech?
But it's a footnote though in his career. I mean,
it is.
The fact of the matter is, I'm not saying that Kawhi's number needs to be retired, although it wouldn't kill me if it did. I mean, there are a lot of Spurs fans out there.
You would want to see number 2 in the rafters?
I would not complain.
You wouldn't?
I would not advocate, nor would I complain.
Dude, I think you like messing with people. I mean, that's why we get along, because like I said, troll recognizes a troll from afar. And that's why Pledge and you get along, because we like, for you to sit here on San Antonio Airwaves on live radio and say you would not mind seeing Kawhi's jersey hang, to me, it screams trolling. Are you trolling people?
It would not hurt my feelings, dude, because you know what? I cheered for Kawhi Leonard. People at home still have Kawhi Leonard jerseys in their closet. They may not wear it anymore, but the jersey still exists. Burn it. That 20.
You still have your Kawhi jersey? What is going on, Edwin?
Yeah, Edwin wants to talk about this one.
I don't wear it anymore. It's in the back of the closet.
I want you to wear it one day and just wear it out in public and just see.
I don't even know if it fits me anymore.
What do you mean you haven't gained any weight since high school?
Well, when did I get it? 2015. Oh, so I guess so.
Yeah. Still, trust me, Edwin, it fits you, bro.
Dude, it's in the back of the closet. It's not.
Do you hate Kawhi?
I don't like the way he handled it, but I don't care.
Would you mind seeing his jersey in the rafters?
I don't know if he's done enough, really.
Finals MVP. I mean, come on.
He only played 6 years here.
But it doesn't matter. He has a finals MVP. Let's look at the people on the rafters right now. And how many of them have finals MVPs out there?
Not Avery, not Bruce,
Steph
not
Curry
Sean.
Finals MVP.
Ooh, good one. He doesn't.
But Steph Curry's also a legend. And he's,
it's I don't know if Kawhi even belongs on the top 75. It's Kawhi, Paul Pierce, and Dame Lillard. Rob and I discussed this on R&R, because there were like a lot of Spurs Twitter is upset that Tony and Manu aren't on the list. But my thing is, okay, if you're going to put them on the list, who are you taking off? Some said Westbrook, some said Dwight Howard, some said Paul Pierce, some said Dame Lillard.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 just texted me. He says, quote, the Hornets didn't congratulate CP3. The Raptors didn't congratulate Claw. And but the thing is,
Why would they? Why would you congratulate a guy that said, "I hate you, get me out of here"? Why would you congratulate him?
Because he got us a ring. It's one of
that
the
was
five.
the. You know what? And this is not me like hating on Kawhi in the moment. I said this in 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22. They should have gotten the first ever team finals MVP.
Yeah.
Nobody really, I mean, yeah, Kawhi, you have to pick one, but really that was the beautiful game. And the beautiful game, the reason it was a beautiful game was because everybody was involved. It should have been the first team MVP.
Again,
there was nobody that really stood out in 14. They all got busy.
It's because Kawhi locked it down defensively and he took down the best players and he held LeBron in check. Didn't
That's
stop
what people
him,
say, but LeBron averaged 28.
Right, but he didn't average 38. That was the thing. Okay.
That's true.
So, but then again, I'm not saying that I'm not advocating for Kawhi Leonard's jersey to be put up on the rafters. What I'm saying is that if it ever just showed up one day, maybe put it up on the rafters, but don't have the ceremony. You know, like people just show up to the AT&T Center and it's just hanging there.
You know what? That's a good idea.
You know, because it's like you recognize, but you don't honor. That's the happy medium right there. But, man, we have another hour and a half of halftime to go on San Antonio Sports Star. My name's Mike Jimenez. I'm with Rudy Jay and Edwin Hafner. When we come back, you know what? We talked about Tom Brady. Apparently, he has a successor that's going to take over for him as of right now. Who's the leader of the clubhouse to take over for Tom Brady in Tampa Bay? And at 1 o'clock, I cannot believe Twitter's trying to cancel a friend of the show. At 1:30, Movie Review Wednesday, The Terminator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Here we go again. Baseball owners and players can't agree on a new contract. The owners have locked players out. The players have refused a federal arbitrator. And no one's playing ball anytime soon. What will this mean for spring training? What will it do to the regular season? Will there even be a regular season? Stay connected and be in the know. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Well, I started my own restaurant because I love to cook. But that also means a lot of greasy pots and pans. And we can't waste time with endless sink changeovers. So we upgraded to Dawn Professional Pot and Pan.
Dawn Professional cleans 58% more pots and pans per sink than the leading competitor.
Less dish soap, fewer changeovers, and more time doing what we love.
Dawn Professional. It's clean. Upgraded. From P&G Professional.
Here in Texas, the heat is relentless. The storms are serious. The hail is insane. Texas weather doesn't do anything halfway, and neither should your roofer. Hi, I'm Joe Reinagle. You know, your roof protects your home and your family. So whether you need a simple repair or a roof replacement, metal or composition, you need a roofer you can trust. That's Stevens Roofing. They're reputable, reliable, and have always been your local roofer. Call Stevens Roofing today for a free estimate. 210-785-0994 or go online at stevensroofing.net.
Exergen would like you to know about an important new study by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has always known. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate, and they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Do you love your garage? Can you get your cars and the kids' bikes in? Jason Minix here for Garageization, your garage storage solution. With a variety of shelving, overhead racks, slat walls, and closed cabinet options, Garageization can make your garage functional for the entire family. Call 210-664-4494 and have them give you a free customized plan for your family's needs. For over a decade, Garageization has helped people love their garage. Learn more online at GarageOrganizationSanAntonio.com.
Find more jobs on thenewmonster.com. Jobs for night owls, early risers. Jobs for people who do their best thinking in the morning, or the evening, or the shower, or with TV cameras pointed in their face. Jobs for people who like the way they look in scrubs, or in cowboy hats, or tool belts. Even jobs for people who think they have a voice for radio. With more advice and jobs for career switchers, new grads, and digital nomads, Monster has all you need to find the right fit. Go to thenewmonster.com or download our app today.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started. Rocket. Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Giving you an excuse for a long lunch break. This is Halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Upload a photo of what's on your grill and give us a recipe and description, and you can win a $50 gift card to Tri-County Meat Market. We choose a winner every Thursday at 6 on the Blitz. Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. I'm Michael Jimenez, hanging out with Rudy Jay and Edwin Hafner.
You've been hogging all the damn Kevin Hart tickets, dog. We ain't gave any away. You had them all.
Dude.
What?
This show is about phone calls, man. Kielbasa Bacon phone line 656 ESPN.
Well, I'm sure they've been.
Can we take calls? Are the lines open?
Of course, they're open.
Okay, so we were having difficulties earlier in the day when it came to all the electronics going on. But again, the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN if you want to talk about any of our sports topics or if you want to bring one up. But interesting, I was watching HBO Sports last night. Brian Flores was on Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel.
Yeah.
And very fascinating interview because I thought to myself, how much more can we learn about this story? Okay, so Brian Flores, former Miami Dolphins coach who was fired because he said that they wanted him to lose, that they were going to pay him under the table more money to lose. He filed a lawsuit against the Dolphins, the NFL, the Denver Broncos, and New York Giants. Saying that all the interviews that he had been getting since were
smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors. Yeah, it was just a skirt around the Rooney Rule. So he's on HBO Sports, and he drops this bomb on us that he refused to sign a non-disclosure agreement, and because he refused to do so, left, quote, millions of dollars on the table. But he said he did it out of purpose, that there was a reason behind it. Talked about his sons and how he wanted to set an example for his sons about, you don't play this type of game. Could you have left millions of dollars on that table, Rudy?
In that case, yes. Because, you got to think he's made some money. Now you're talking about your integrity as a coach, as a man. And not only that, like if that ever gets out and it's going to be tough for either person to come out looking good. So if that ever comes out that you took money to lose games, no team is going to ever play for you. No player is going to ever go out and play for you. Like, that's what you stood for. So, yes, considering I'm a career and I can make way more money by not doing that, yeah, I would have turned that down.
It's difficult to say it, man, because, but
see, this is coming from somebody that works in money. So, let's keep it in perspective. Mike works in money. So, when money's on the table, you don't push it away, right?
Let's keep a little secret in exchange for millions and millions of dollars. You're right. He had already made money, but you know what? A little bit more money is also nice.
Yes.
Okay.
What is it? What movie was it at Wall Street when he was like, "So what's your number?" And he was like, "More."
Yeah. So I'm not saying that I wouldn't have done it out of purpose or out of pride.
I like to try to say I have some morals and some integrity.
But I'll be like,
you have to ask me that with the money in my face.
Michael Jimenez has 14 letters in his name, right? 7 and 7. I got to just write that down on a piece of paper and I get millions of dollars and I don't have to work anymore.
Right.
I get it. I respect Brian Flores even more.
Me too.
But man, I don't know if I could have done it. Could you have done it? Reach out to us on Facebook and YouTube. Search San Antonio Sports Star, leave a comment or two. We're also on Twitter. I'm at Mike ESPNSA. Rudy's at Rudy J _star.
There we go.
And the Kielbasa Bacon phone lines are open at 656 ESPN. I thought it was interesting that he mentioned that there's a reason why he filed the lawsuit and made the announcement on February 1st. It was because it was the first day of Black History Month. And he says that was the purpose.
And I knew that wasn't a coincidence. I kind of figured at the time that wasn't. What else did he say?
He goes on to say that Mike Tomlin hired him over the course of 36 hours. That they asked the question, had you been talking to the Steelers? Because Brian Flores, who everyone thought was going to be blackballed from the NFL, you're never going to get a job again, career suicide. Well, Mike Tomlin, who everyone respects, one of the few minorities who's a head coach in the NFL, reached out to him, and he says, yeah, he called me on a Thursday. We talked again on a Friday morning, and then by Friday night, I was signed and sealed and delivered to that team. And he was saying that he appreciates the opportunity, and Tomlin's there saying, hey, man, I mean, this is a great mind that we have.
This is a great hire.
Yeah.
This is a great hire. Like, I'm getting them as doing what he did for New England to get the Miami job. Now, he's not the defensive coordinator. It's like the special assistant, but in essence, he's going to be damn near like the defensive coordinator alongside whoever their D coordinator is now. So great job. But the Rooneys, they've always done it right.
They have.
So again, it's a great gesture by Pittsburgh, but we already know Pittsburgh understands the assignment. We need the other teams to understand the assignment. We need the Giants of the world to understand. Now, his lawsuit against Denver, they did hire Vance Joseph. They had a black coach already. So it's not like they would just bring you in. I'm not saying that they didn't do that to him. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but this is not about racism per se. It's about not following the rules
to the letter of the law. Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so you can say, yeah, we're not racist, but did you follow the rules?
The Rudy
rule, which is part of what the NFL requires you to follow.
Well, we know the Giants didn't, but
and that was all dropped by Bill Belichick, who's sending random text messages to the wrong person. I think I've done that maybe 2 or 3 times in my entire life, where I've sent the wrong text message to somebody.
I've done it.
But welcome back to the show again. We talk sports, pop culture, and nostalgia. Speaking of nostalgia, getting very nostalgic about Tom Brady. He is now retired, apparently. The GOAT.
Kinda.
Walking out the door. He didn't go out a champion, but he has the most rings, so we have to respect that. So the question has come out as to who is going to replace him in Tampa. And there have been several names that have popped up. And one of the names was Deshaun Watson, because Deshaun Watson has come out and said that his 2 preferred destinations were going to be Tampa and Minnesota. And we've debated that earlier this week. But I was taking a look at some of these newspapers in Tampa Bay, and they're coming out saying that the actual leader in the clubhouse to replace the GOAT is someone with a losing record for his career, Blaine Gabbert.
Man, get out of town. Nobody's hiring Blaine Gabbert. You serious?
I'm serious, man.
Mike.
I'm reading the Tampa Bay Times right now. Say, do not be surprised that it says, this is the headline. It says, are you sitting down? Blaine Gabbert may be the QB the Bucs need. The 32-year-old veteran knows Bruce Arians' system, has the size, the pedigree, and he taught Tom Brady the offense. Right now, he's behind door number 1. Blaine Gabbert.
Negative.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. I mean, hell, if that's the case, then just bring Ryan Fitzpatrick back. Bring Jameis Winston back.
And Bruce Arians is talking him up, man. He's like, hey, man, he was 2 and 3 for me when he was my backup in Arizona. He beat 2 playoff teams back then. Goes on and says, well, who else are we going to sign? Is it Marcus Mariota? Teddy Bridgewater? I mean, are there any
Mitch Trubisky,
Jameis Winston? I mean, there are names out there, but are they far superior to Blaine Gabbert, who already knows the system? I get it.
I forget he knows the system.
I mean, it's just weird because I'm like, Blaine Gabbert, he's been a laughingstock for so long, but he's made so much money in the NFL.
A ton. Mike Glenn has made a ton of money. There's a bunch of backups that made a ton of money holding the clipboard. Blaine Gabbert's one of them. He's holding the clipboard for a reason. Nah, man, I don't know. It's tough to go backwards in life. Yeah. I mean, but first, no matter who you get, you're going backwards. But Blaine Gabbert is like driving in reverse at 30 miles an hour, like on some like GTA. What is that, Gran Turismo? Whatever that game is called. What's the game called? GTA?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, like, nah, man. Nobody wants to go backwards that far.
That's so funny, man.
Damn.
But
Winston, I can see that. Him and Bruce know each other.
And that leads to my Saints. I have a Saints hat right here, wearing a Saints t-shirt underneath the sweater. And I don't know who the quarterback's going to be over there for the Saints because Jameis Winston is a free agent. I mean, are they going to go up? And I mean, they're going to probably have to move up to get like a Kenny Pickett in the draft, but would they even start a rookie?
Well, the first things first, they're going to go after Russell Wilson. Now, I don't know what the Saints draft picks look like. Russell's going to cost you a couple of ones, but that's like until Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, who else? I think that's about it as far as the big names. Until those guys are situated, nobody moves, there's nothing going on until those three guys get situated.
I would have
and Deshaun. I'll throw Deshaun in there as well.
I would have been happy if Sean Payton was the head coach. Like Sean Payton
if Sean was the head coach, I think you have a better chance of landing one of those big names.
Yeah, but now you have a defensive oriented head coach going in there, and it's like, why do that, man? Right now, I think they're going to implode the team. That's my team, but man, they're going to be the Aints soon enough, man.
Nah.
Yeah.
Without Sean Payton, that's possible.
Rudolph Renee reaches out to us on Facebook, says Kellen Moore knows the Cowboys system. Basically, people are reaching out saying just because you know the system doesn't mean that you're going to be any good. But it does give you a leg up. It does give you a leg up. So
I mean, I'm just saying, I only brought up Winston because he threw 5,000 yards in the Arians offense, threw 35 picks. But he threw for 5,000 yards. But no, just knowing the system doesn't mean anything. Doesn't guarantee you anything.
What's a cool thing, Rudy, is that you and I are sitting in a glass box right now doing this show in the studio. But tomorrow, people are going to be able to come out and watch us do our thing. Halftime.
Talk about it.
The Blitz going to be on the road tomorrow. We'll be talking about that when we come back. And also, Annie Agar, friend of the show, got into a little bit of a
She's no friend of mine.
Oh, come on. Got into a little bit of a dilemma with us. And at 1:15, we have Katie Goodman, who is our soccer insider, coming in talking about that settlement involving the United States women's national team. This is Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If it's rim wrecking board busting action you want, then come and get it.
Catching a right-hand dunk.
The greatest ballers on earth are doing their thing on the hard court.
And we bring it to you.
Catch the action on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
The Houston Texans re-signed their longest tenured player and long snapper John Weeks to a one-year deal. This will be Weeks' 13th season with the Texans. In college football news, 2023 four-star wide receiver Rico Flores from Folsom, California, has named Texas in his top 5 schools. The Longhorns are joined by Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia, and UCLA. In college basketball, the Texas A&M Aggies got a 91-77 win over the Georgia Bulldogs. The 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders beat the Oklahoma Sooners 66-42. Tonight, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns take on the TCU Horned Frogs in Austin. Tip-off is set for 6, a game that will be televised on ESPN2. I'm Rudy Jay for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Happy Hour is back at Twin Peaks. Monday through Friday from 2 to 7 p.m. Score sweet deals like $1 off all wine, liquor, cheap shots, and freezing cold 29-degree draft brews. With select apps available for $2, $4, and $6. Twin Peaks Happy Hour is the move.
On our first date, we had masks on and kept 6 feet apart. Now we're a lot closer.
Just like Cliff and Deb, thousands of singles over 50 found their perfect match on Silver Singles last year.
I feel like I'm 20 years old again, and I'm pretty sure she feels the same way.
Rediscover the magic of dating with Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
O'Reilly. This is Claudia's O'Reilly Auto Parts story.
I had just moved to a new city and barely even knew where the grocery store was yet. When my car wouldn't start one morning, I didn't know who to ask about local shops. But I remembered a name from back home, O'Reilly Auto Parts. I called and they pointed me to a great mechanic just down the street. Now I feel a little more at home.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Water stains on the shower glass. Try rubbing some shaving cream on them.
Tyler's cleaning crew knows every housekeeping trick in the book.
Handling timesheets now.
But they need a proper bookkeeper to keep finances tidy.
New equipment is a business expense, right?
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Spring into better sleep with the award-winning comfort of Casper. If you've never experienced sleep in 4D, you're in for a treat. Every Casper mattress is made with Casper 4D sleep technology, Casper's innovative formula for your best night's sleep. Explore all Casper products, mattresses, sheets, pillows, and more at Casper.com. And use code P100 for $100 off select mattresses. That's code P100 for $100 off select mattresses. Exclusions apply. See Casper.com for more details.
I like fresh eggs as much as the next guy, but maybe free-range chickens in the office wasn't a great idea.
We should just use Easy Cater. Breakfast, lunch, treats, on time, and as ordered.
And I bet they never preened their feathers in the conference room without reserving it first! There's a clipboard outside the door. You put your name.
It's not that hard, guys.
Some food just doesn't work at work, but Easy Cater just does. Food for work, on time, and as ordered from over 82,000 restaurants. Order 24/7 at EasyCater.com.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
Hey, San Antonio Sports Star listeners, this is Michael Kielbasa with Kielbasa Smoked Meats. Thanks to fans like you, you can now buy Kielbasa products just about everywhere. We hope you continue to enjoy our handcrafted, small batch smoked meats because we sure enjoy making them for you. So grab some today and let me know what you think. My number's on the back of every pack. Right by my promise that if it's not the best you've ever tasted, I'll give you your money back. Find Kielbasa at a store near you today.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
R&R in the morning with Rob Thompson and Rudy Jay.
Like rail systems, gleaming skyscrapers, but somehow the same morning DJs.
It's your morning sports protein shake tomorrow morning at 7. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
This is Joe Reinagle. Jason Minix and I will get you caught up on the latest news, moves, and more this afternoon, 4 to 7 on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Jesus, what is this? See, I can only do this for like an hour.
Where are my glow sticks?
Huh?
Where are my glow sticks?
Yeah, like I can do it like for a while. I'm like, okay. And then after a while, I'm like, bro, let's get out of here.
Yeah, my heart rate went up too fast on that one. I'm too old for this stuff.
Me too.
That is music that was back in the day at the Atrium. That was top floor at Park Place. That was
Park Place.
Joe's Volcano, maybe. No, Joe's Volcano was more of a throwback place.
Yeah, Joe's was it's like Joe's was top 40 to me.
Yeah, it was also like The Cure and Depeche Mode and new wave
Were
stuff.
you a big freestyle guy? My wife is a huge freestyle fan.
What do you mean? Like, give me an example.
The music, like, freestyle music.
I'm actually
Little Susie.
Little Susie.
You know freestyle music when you hear it.
I gotta look this up.
You
man.
went to Holmes.
Okay. I'm taking a look at a remix right here of 80s and 90s music. No, man. Okay. Okay. The answer is no until I was 4 drinks in. And
you
then,
didn't like freestyle?
And then all of a sudden you hear bring the energy. You know, that's
no. It was like booty music.
Okay, Expose, Lisa on the Cult Jam, Stevie B, Sweet Sensation.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a list of bands that were considered to be
like
freestyle.
That?
Stevie B was my boy, dude. I liked me some Stevie B. But it's kind of too early for me because I really got into New Jack Swing in the early 90s. You know,
my guy. That's why we get along.
You know, so if you got me with,
I love New Jack Swing.
You know, and it's funny because like the origins of New Jack Swing kind of start with Belle Biv DeVoe. It's amazing when you look at New Edition.
Or Guy. It was Teddy Riley. Teddy Riley was kind of the curator of New Jack Swing, sort of.
Yeah, Teddy Riley, and then to some extent later on it was Babyface. But it's kind of funny because you have that vibe of L.A. Reid and Teddy,
that's
Teddy
all
Riley.
of
them. And they, you know, it's funny because I look back at New Edition, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph, and Johnny. Where'd your mother? You know, Bobby Brown was huge solo, right? And Johnny Gill, you know, Rub You the Right Way was huge as a solo.
But Belle Biv DeVoe had the #1 record of all time with Poison.
Poison, man. And it's so funny, man. That's one of my favorite albums to like mow the yard to.
What?
You know,
that's random as hell.
And they're love songs, man.
Yeah.
You know. When can I see you smile again?
It was crazy when you watched the New Edition special they had on BET that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis were the ones that came up to them and were like, "What are you three gonna do?" Because this Bobby's already solo. Ralph has announced he's going solo. And Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, probably two of the greatest producers of all time, responsible for Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation. Go up to them and say, "Hey, what do you three want to do?" They weren't even. Who was it? Ricky, Mike, and Ronnie. They weren't even thinking about it. They didn't know what they were gonna do.
Which is funny because you look at Ricky Bell. Ricky Bell had the voice, man. Because back in the day,
Ricky kind of could sing. Ricky could hold a note when he needs to.
It was Ralph Tresvant and then Ricky Bell. That was kind of the 1 and 2 when
Johnny
it comes to
too,
music.
though.
And when they came back in the late 90s, you know, Hit Me Off.
Yeah.
That's a great song. That's more along the lines of Ricky Bell took control of that album as well.
I see what you're saying.
That was such a great album, man.
Any heartbreak.
Yeah. But man, this was not even going to be a topic, but I want to go with this. You mentioned that BET documentary, or not documentary.
The New Edition.
It was a mini series about.
Awesome.
It was incredible.
That was
absolutely incredible.
They all did a good job of it, playing their character.
When my daughter was looking at magnet schools for high school, so this is probably she's a junior now at LSU, but has only been there for a year.
Right.
So this is about 5 or 6 years ago. We went and visited health careers. We visited communications, arts, business careers, and stuff like that. And I remember going to business careers and walking in the door with my daughter, and she had to go to the restroom. So I'm standing there, and there was these young guys there. It was during the time of this miniseries. These young guys that were there, obviously high schoolers, singing New Edition.
No way.
Yeah,
For real? Can You Stand the Rain?
Can You Stand the Rain? And they went off on that song. I mean, they
sounded good.
a cappella and everything, and it didn't even look like they were like in choir. It was just like they just wanted to sing the song.
Yeah, well, I went to Showcase as well. Don't forget about Showcase. It's a Johnson family tradition on road trips. Once a road trip, we all as a car, or everybody in the car, you have to sing "Can You Stand the Rain" at the top of your lungs. Johnson family tradition. As my 13-year-old, ask my 25-year-old, ask my wife, or my 3-year-old. She's not ready yet, but she will be baptized. When we go to Tyler for Thanksgiving, or now it's Dallas for Thanksgiving, we sing "Can You Stand the Rain."
That's a great
Johnson
song.
family tradition.
I mean, come on.
Road trip family tradition.
If It Isn't Love. What a
great song. Great video.
Oh,
the video was great.
Because it starts off with in the news world, they call it a cold open. Where
is that what it's called?
It's like a 30-second, 45-second little, I don't know, skit where they're all huffing and puffing, they're all sweating.
And then rehearsals going like crap.
Yeah, and they're like, we need to be perfect, man. We need to be on point.
You perform how you practice.
Yeah. One more time. And that was great because TikTok did a whole "If It Isn't Love" thing about 2 months ago, where everyone was doing.
I know
that whole dance from the video.
Man, whatever. And everyone, these kids on TikTok acting like it's some new song.
But to them, it is.
It is new to them.
And I introduced that to my daughter, Gabby, and she's a New Edition fan.
Really?
Which is amazing. And they're touring again, man.
That's great. Yeah, they are.
You can go see Bobby Brown do his thing.
They're going to be in Houston soon. I think in March.
Man.
Second week in March, they're going to be in Houston.
And Ralph Tresvant, the forgotten one, who was the lead singer of New Edition.
He could have left them high and dry way before Bobby. Remember, they were trying to get Ralph to go solo long, and he was like, nah, he stayed.
And then Bobby broke out first.
And Bobby was like, yo, I'm out, and took off, and that made Ralph kind of like salty.
Yeah, and then, Ralph only had like one or two minor hits, Mr. Sensitivity, Mr. Sensitivity. There you go.
Do What I Gotta Do to Break Her Heart.
Do What I Gotta Do is a great song.
It's a great song.
Did you ever go on YouTube and watch videos of Selena, Tejano goddess
Selena
singing Ralph Tresvant songs?
No way.
She did them in concert. During the break, I'm going to show you one of the videos of it. It's amazing.
Well, in the Netflix special, when she would ride around to R&B. Like when they showed her riding in her car on the Netflix special, she was always listening to R&B. She was a huge Janet Jackson fan, so I'm not shocked at that.
But that was actually part of her thing. That was part of her concert. She would go out and sing.
I didn't know that.
Sing not a New Edition song. She would sing a Ralph Tresvant song.
Ralph was the man. That high pitched voice. He's it kind of gave you Michael vibes because it was so high pitched.
Well, I mean, they were the next thing from.
They were the original boy
Jackson
band
5.
to me.
Yeah, because I never considered Jackson 5 to be a boy band because that was a family band.
Right. The New Edition was a boy, like NSYNC, Backstreet. They all own New Edition, a check or two.
That is awesome. Hey, by the way, tomorrow we have a big celebration. San Antonio Sports Star is turning 14 years old. You can come hang out with me and Rudy Jay and Minix and Rob and Joe and Pledger. We're all going to be hanging out.
Pledger gets to come on time because Pledger he's normally producing 4 to 7. So now that he's producing R&R in the morning, he gets to go to Brew Pub at a decent hour and not show up at 8:30 and be behind on drinks.
That's so funny. But I'm going to have to catch a flight later on that night.
Where are you going?
Going to Seattle.
What? Is this like a
wedding anniversary?
Wait a minute. How in the hell for your wedding anniversary do you end up in Seattle?
That's a great point. We'll bring that up on the other side, but we'll be talking about that. But again, the Rue Pub tomorrow, 281 and Redland Road. Halftime will be on from noon to 2. Come have lunch with us afterwards at 4:00 from 4 to 7. We have the Blitz with Jason Minix and Joe Reinagel. It's going to be a big old party out there. Hang out with us, meet us, hang out with us, have lunch with us, maybe have a cocktail or two with us as well. But another hour of halftime to go. When we come back, we're going to be talking about a friend of the show, Annie Agar. The attempts to cancel her on Twitter were laughable.
No.
Katie Goodman at 1:15 talking about the settlement involving the women's soccer team, the national soccer team. And at 1:30, movie review time, The Terminator starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
Roll home with Joe Reinagel and Jason Minix.
His name is Kenny Pickett. He does not want to get measured for the hand measurements. It's part of the draft process because he has a double-jointed thumb.
As we talked about a long time ago, you shouldn't measure anyway because diseases can cause problems with measurements, like COVID.
The COVID ding-a-ling?
The COVID thing, yeah.
The Blitz, weekday afternoons at 4. San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Remember how 15 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, I used all those savings to buy that golf club that swings for you. But now everyone who plays golf is really good because, the club swings for you in the future, which is now.
So switch to Progressive and save big because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
Then there's the Mosers, who may mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV,
you can't be all work and not play.
There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
TrackPhone wants to know, are you an influencer? A big live streamer? No? Then guess what? You don't need an endless data plan. Get just the right amount of data with TrackPhone's $40 unlimited talk and text smartphone plan. Now with 8 gigs of high-speed data and unlimited carryover on America's largest, most dependable network, now with 5G. Get the data you need at the price you want. TrackPhone Wireless. Now you're in control. Available at major retailers. 5G compatible device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at trackphone.com.
Company vehicles cause serious and deadly accidents on our roadways every year. An accident with a company car, truck, SUV, van, or fleet vehicle is not just another car accident. If you were injured in a company vehicle accident, call Thomas J. Henry. Thomas J. Henry handles serious company vehicle accident cases and gets serious results for injured clients. To learn more or start your claim today, visit tjhlaw.com/radio. That's tjhlaw.com/radio. San Antonio, Texas.
What's going on, guys? I want to talk to you about my good friends down at Alamo Cycleplex. They're located at I-10, just down from the Days of Violence exit. You check out all the cool toys they have at alamocycleplex.com. But the real reason I want to talk to you is bike night season. Yes, and the first bike night season of the year will be March 2nd from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's the bike night kickoff. And what's a bike night kickoff without the great Ian Gaines? Those stunt shows are magnificent. I've seen them multiple times. He puts on a heck of a show. There's going to be free music, free food, free prizes, everything. Lots of prizes. Good time. Bike night season kicks off March 2nd, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's going to be at Alamo Cycleplex. That's at I-10, just down from the Days of Allah exit. Trust me, you do not want to miss this. Nobody does a party like an Alamo Cycleplex party. That's going to be March 2nd, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's Alamo Cycleplex, where they sell fun. Check them out at alamocycleplex.com.
On the radio, all I hear is sell us your house, sell us your car, sell us your dog, sell us your wife, and sell us your children. My name's John Clay Wolf, and I created GiveMeTheVin.com. First guy to ever advertise sell us your car on the radio. Been doing it 30 years. Everybody copied me, man. I got to come up with a new deal. No, I don't, because we're the best car buyer in the United States of America. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
Live, local, loud. KZDC, San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Michael Jimenez.
Halftime.
It's hour number 2 of halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. On the go at sasportstar.com. We are live on Facebook and YouTube. Like and subscribe. San Antonio Sports Star. Leave a comment or two. We're also on Twitter. I'm at Mike ESPNSA. Rudy Jay is with me today at RudyJ_star. Edwin Hafner producing. It is Movie Review Wednesday at 1:30. We'll be having a review. The first time I watched for the first time yesterday, The Terminator. With Arnold Schwarzenegger. So I'll give this perspective. I've never seen it before. Review at 1:30. Katie Goodman will be in at 1:15 talking about the U.S. women's soccer team, the big settlement that they got there. But first, Rudy Jay, during the commercial break, I showed you video of a 19-year-old Selena Quintanilla singing in concert Ralph Tresvant's Sensitivity. What were your thoughts?
Not shocked because, again, I kind of got the feeling watching her documentary / show, whatever it was, that she was a huge fan of R&B, but just props, she had the dance moves down. Like, she didn't just have the Tejano steps. She had she bust out the Running Man, bust out a couple other hip hop / R&B dance moves. But I was impressed. Now, I mean, the sound system wasn't that great. It was a long time ago, but her singing Sensitivity was it was refreshing. I don't know about the outfit. The outfit was weird, but that was pretty cool to see.
The outfit was fire. I don't know what you're talking about.
Was that cowhide?
Yeah, it looked like a cow, right? I mean, it was white with these.
I actually saw that on the show. She wore that on the show.
Very nice.
That was cool.
She was out there singing Sensitivity. And speaking of sensitivity, no one was showing sensitivity to my girl, Annie Agar. Actually, no, I take that back. People are now being sensitive towards it because there's now reports coming out, Outkick.com, just reading it right now, saying Annie Agar did not have to apologize for anything.
Outkick, of course they
Okay, well, let's talk about this. Annie Agar, a friend of the show. So let's go ahead and bring this back, okay? Because at Radio Row, Rudy Jay and I were there, and Rudy Jay is over there wanting to get photographs with various players, Micah Parsons and Deebo Samuel, and he's trying to get all of these, and I'm over here
get
going,
them on the show, so let's get pics. We need content of some sort.
So the first selfie I took out there was with Annie Agar, who's with Bally Sports. She's also a star on TikTok. She does those funny sports TikToks where she's having like a Zoom meeting between fan bases, and she's like every character, or a Zoom meeting amongst various players. And she goes after athletes and whatnot in a funny way. She's comical about it, right? She has become a star because of it. So she went from being a nobody who was struggling working for a local small market outlet, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then she was out of a job for a little while. Then all of a sudden she just blew up and is now with Bally Sports. And she was on halftime while we were at Radio Row for Super Bowl 56.
Right.
So last night I'm on Twitter and I see that she's trending. And I'm thinking to myself, that's not a good sign. Because if you're trending, either something bad happened to you or you died. Nothing good happens when you trend. Okay. Very rarely. Very rarely. And I looked at it and it says Annie Agar is a racist. And I looked at it and I was like, well, that's weird because I got to hang out with her a few times and I got to meet her a few times and she wasn't racist towards me.
Stop it, Mike. You knew her. You talked to her for a total of 5 minutes. How would you know what she was a racist or not?
Oh.
She wasn't going to come up to you and say something negative about Hispanics or blacks. Like, hey, Mike, by the way, and crack a Hispanic joke or a black joke. We don't know these celebrities.
She offered to
what?
She offered to speak at my daughter's school. Okay, so that's kind of interesting because again, she knows I'm Hispanic. My daughter's Asian. I showed her a photo of my daughter, and she said, "Give your daughter my phone number." So they're now in communications with each other.
We can't know if we know something. It takes years to know someone.
True, but the funny thing about that is that it's you go back and you say, okay, are they doing something bad or are they a bad person?
Right.
I went back and I read these 4 controversial posts.
What are they?
Nothing.
Let me
Absolutely
hear
nothing.
That's one person's opinion.
Mind you, she is 25 years old. So the first post was when she was 17.
Okay.
I'm disgusted. In America, you should stand for the flag because they gave you the freedom to play football every Sunday. Obviously, it's referring to Kaepernick. That is not something that is racist. I'm sorry. A lot of people feel that way. A lot of people think that people should stand for the flag. That doesn't mean that they're racist. Now, there's some people who are racist who believe that, but not everybody that way. So she was basically saying that she was against Kaepernick kneeling, right? The other one down was saying
that's not racist.
Now, keep in mind, she's from the Midwest. She's from the Midwest. She's also from Michigan.
Where's she from?
She's from the Michigan area, but she lives in Illinois now. It says, it used to be you couldn't drink the water in Mexico and the cars were made in Flint, but now it's the other way around. Talking about how the cars
are say that again?
Okay. Quote, it used to be that you couldn't drink the water in Mexico and the cars were made in Flint, Michigan, not the other way around. So now the GM plants are now in Michigan and now Flint has worse water than Mexico. To me,
that's not cool. That's insensitive. That's insensitive.
I see nothing wrong with that.
You see nothing wrong with making fun of people that don't have water, Michael?
No, what I'm saying is that
that's
obviously
that's a serious. You know how serious that situation was in Flint?
No, you're not listening to what I said there. What I said there was I don't think that was a bad statement because it's factual. It was a factual statement. They used to make cars in Michigan. They don't make those cars anymore. They make them in Mexico. It used to be that Michigan had better water than Mexico. And now in Flint, Michigan, they would rather have the water in Mexico than they do over there. That is a factual statement. Is it insensitive?
Absolutely.
You know what? Sometimes the truth is insensitive.
Let's get to the hat.
And then
get to the hat comment.
I have 4 of them here. So
Felix Hernandez, that one.
Oh yeah, Felix Hernandez would be a better pitcher if his hat was put on straight.
Look, no, it says Felix Hernandez. Maybe if you straighten out your hat, you'd be able to see the strike zone better. This is baseball, not the hood.
Okay. So notice how we had that statement there, right? And it was dated 2013, right? So 2013, that was 9 years ago. She is 24, 25 years old, which means that she posted that when she was 15. So think about that. We want to ruin a career of somebody.
Hold on,
I'm not saying you do, but I'm saying that some people do. And it's like,
is that racist?
It's
when
ignorance.
You say not the hood.
It's ignorance, not racist. Those are two different things. It is racist if you should know better and you are 30 years old.
First of all, I don't want you to get in I don't want you to piss off San Antonio for somebody that's really not somebody.
No, dude.
Like if not for TikTok, like don't make the city mad over somebody that's nobody.
The point
you don't defend somebody that's nobody because it's not, it's not going to end well for you. Like she's really nobody, right? So don't defend her blindly.
The reason why I say that is this.
Be fair, Mike. That's racist.
The reason why I say that
statement
is because I was stupid at 15 too.
Were you a racist at 15?
You know what? I'm gonna tell you something of my journey. I'm a 44-year-old man, right?
Okay.
If you were to ask me what my political positions were, and we do not talk politics.
No,
here.
we're not talking politics.
Okay, but let's just say,
were you a racist at 15?
Well, no, but I will tell you what I was at 15. I was homophobic at 15. I was. I'm not anymore. I'm a very big advocate for the LGBT.
Time out. I'm not going to let you say that about yourself. Were you homophobic or were you using words that we didn't really know at the time we shouldn't be using?
I was both. Yeah, I would straight up say that I grew up in college and after college, and having family members come out of the closet, and having better conversations with friends, and just basically being a better person and being part of society, and meeting people in college and in a professional career and whatnot. And I realized that I was wrong. And it's the reason why I bring this up is because I'm proud of it. It's because I'm proud that I grew up. And I look at this and I think to myself, if I was judged right now at somebody as what I said when I was 15 or 16 years old, you probably wouldn't like the person.
No, you can't judge. I'm not judging her off something she was 15 or 16. I'm just saying at that time that wasn't the brightest thing to say.
No, it wasn't.
And I don't think she should lose her job at Valley over it.
Yeah,
I don't think that. I'm not calling for her job.
No. I mean, yeah, and there's also different shades and degrees of it all. There's shades of racism, and there's shades of sexism, and shades of homophobia. It's not like, there's certain words that you cannot say. There's certain phrases that you cannot say, right? And it's just one of those things. But I looked at it. The reason why I wanted to bring up this conversation was because a lot of us have professional careers. A lot of us are on social media and have gone back in time. I mean, I joined Facebook back in 2008. I'm sure if you went through 17 years or 15 years of Facebook posts, you will eventually find something that upsets you. And you know what I had to say about that? Bite me. Bite me. If I have a tweet out there, bite me. I will never apologize.
With you today.
I will never apologize. You know why? Because I have grown up over the years, and I stopped doing political posts like 5 or 6 years ago.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you why you can get away with that.
Yeah.
Because we can get away with saying we won't apologize because we're not famous enough yet. Kevin Hart, huge star, thought he didn't have to apologize for a homophobic tweet back in 2009. It ended up costing him hosting the Oscars because he wouldn't apologize. Like the reason why you and I can get away with that, we're not famous enough yet. You become famous enough, you will not be able to say, I'm not apologizing, and be able to stay in the lane you're in.
No, I understand on that level there. And it also depends, because I really can't really respond to the Kevin Hart thing, because I'll be honest with you, I don't know what he said, and I, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, it was something. It was a homophobic.
Was it really
tweet.
bad? But Annie Agar has basically gone out and apologized. She did apologize for it, saying that
Outkick told her not to apologize.
Outkick came out and said not to apologize, but she has basically come out and basically said, "Look, I was a teenager. I'm dumb. I was dumb, and I should never have said those things, and that is not me." And I believe that. And not because of not because of an interaction that I had with her a couple of weeks ago. I believe that simply because I've changed too. I'm sure you changed since you were 15, 14 years old.
Don't even get me started.
I mean, and it's a change of whether it be politics, whether it be of religion, or whether it be of sports fandom, dude. In 14 years, I was a huge baseball fan in 1991 when I was 14 years old. I don't know, man. It's just like I just thought it was kind of weird.
I feel you.
And I was like,
I know what you're saying.
It's just like, so if you're on social media, just watch what you post, dude.
But you can say
watch what you like.
First of all,
watch what you like because people can see what you like.
Yeah, I think you can hold someone's tweets against them when we hit our 20s, 30s. Even 20s is sketchy because 20s you're still an idiot. When you hit your 30s and 40s, your tweets should reflect who you are. But at 15, I don't know if we're going to hold each other to a standard from, what was that, 29 years ago.
And ask yourself the question, who's the messenger here? The messenger in this particular case for Annie Agar was pissed off Jacksonville Jaguar fans.
Oh, screw them.
That is so funny.
Let's go.
That is so funny. But let's switch things over to other sports topics. We have our soccer insider, Katie Goodman, joining us right now. Katie is going to talk to us about the whole settlement involving the United States women's soccer team. Katie, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I am doing absolutely amazing. Welcome to the show. This is your first halftime appearance, I believe.
It's great not waking up early.
Wow, really, Kate? Really? That's how we started?
I'm just throwing it out there.
So,
this is much smoother transition, no doubt.
You know what? Well, I'll remember to keep you in the 9 o'clock hour, Katie. Let you get a couple extra hours.
I appreciate you.
All right, no doubt. I got you.
Now, I saw some social media posts from you, Katie. You were in New York recently, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was.
What were you doing out there?
Being a baller.
I was working on an HBO production.
Oh, excuse us.
A comedy special. Yeah, I was nothing crazy, just behind the scenes in the room situation type stuff. Nothing serious really. But it was for a comedy special with Gerard Carmichael, so it's going to be good. It's coming out in about 7 months. You'll see it on HBO. So
doing nothing.
Yeah, that's
doing
life.
You see how she tried to be like no big deal? Wow.
She big timed us there, man. She's like, no big deal. Just hanging out in New York. Just a city that never sleeps. We're just hanging out over there. But we wanted to get into
It's overwhelming, no doubt.
Well, congratulations on your success. Yeah. We wanted to talk to you about the U.S. women's team getting a big payday out of the whole settlement that they had. Tell us about the backstory involving the story and the importance of the settlement.
Yeah, so the U.S. women's national team, they just won a huge settlement for an equal pay lawsuit against the U.S. Soccer Federation for $24 million. So it was originally supposed to be $66.7 million, but they came to an agreement after they decided, okay, as long as there's equal pay moving forward, as long as we can come to an agreement and settle things, we'll accept the $24 million. So, it started back in March of 2019. 24 U.S. women's national team players went after the U.S. Soccer Federation, and they accused them of institutionalized gender discrimination under the Equal Pay Act and the Title 11 Civil Rights Act. So a lot of people, every time I bring this up, they're like, well, the men make more money, so why do they have to get equal pay when, and when in
viewers, whatever, right?
It's a civil rights issue. Yes. So, and not only that, but they were being held to completely different standards. So, for one of those being, the issue was with bonuses. So if the U.S. women's national team would win outside the top 8, they would get a $5,250 bonus. If they lost, they would get $0. The U.S. men's national team, if they won outside the top 25 best teams, they got a $9,375 bonus. And if they lost, they got a $5,000 bonus. So that's where the major discrimination issue lied, because they were saying, oh, well, FIFA, it's up to FIFA what they want to pay. But in reality, those bonus structures was where the discrimination was most prevalent. So that's where they had the case. And so U.S. Soccer Federation agreed to pay out $22 million as a lump sum. So with that $22 million, the District Court of U.S. Soccer is going to allocate those funds across the players and decide how to distribute. And then another $2 million is going into a fund for the players after their career ends. And it'll also go into helping youth girls soccer. So a lot of great changes have come from that. It's it's a huge win for women's soccer and just women's sports in general.
Do like the young ladies that kind of set the foundation, the Mia Hamm era, do they are they getting a little piece of the pie, or is this past their time? They're not getting in on this. How does this, like, who's entitled to some of this 24? Because, like, you know, those young ladies they were doing it, you know, in the 90s, winning World Cup, setting the foundation for, you know, the Alex Morgans to come through and reap the benefits of this 24. So how does that work?
Right. That's a great question. I believe that they will have the ability to apply for up to $50,000 from that secondary fund.
Good.
That's what I understand. So I'm really, really hoping that's the case.
Me too.
Because yes, Mia Hamm, Julie Foudy is still yelling from the rooftops for U.S. women's soccer. She's such a huge presence in media, you know, that I really do think all of those players, anyone who has been involved, deserves that, because it's not just that, but it's the facilities they play in. It's the hotels they stay in. The disparities between the men's and women's team is just ridiculous. Yeah.
Has there been any reaction from the men's team about this settlement?
I would think there's some tweets. I bet there's some tweets out there somewhere.
In support or something like that.
We don't follow all the men's team on Twitter. I'm sure there's some support out there from the men. They've always been supportive of them.
Yeah, I've never at any point seen any agreement between the men's and women's team. There's always been a lot of support there, but yeah, I haven't seen anything at all pop up. I could do a deeper dive on that, I'm sure. But if anything, I would imagine it to be a congratulations, because it's not hurting them by bringing the women up. You know,
we're
it's
all
not
eating now,
anybody.
right? We're all eating now. That's all it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Now the ask was bigger though, right? They wanted a higher. The ask was bigger. They wanted a higher amount early on.
They wanted $66.7 million initially.
And that's what you do. You shoot high.
Exactly. Shoot high. Yeah, I don't know, but what a compromise too, though. Like, that's a huge compromise.
Yeah, that's like 30-something million.
Know. Yeah, I think there was a lot of back and forth between 2019 and this past week. You know, like a lot of times they had to reissue appeals because a judge wouldn't agree with them. And so I think throughout that initial 66.7, I think they were able to realize, okay, maybe some of the things we asked for, you know, weren't necessarily making sense. We got to go back and reformulate.
Okay, so real quick, Katie, I know the women have a qualifying match tonight against Iceland, and then also how big is Weston McKennie's injury for the men as far as their World Cup qualifying chances?
Yeah, so we play Iceland tonight. I'll actually be covering that.
Good.
So you can, if you go to my social media, there's a bunch of links there in my story if you want pre-game, halftime, and post-game review. Nice. I'm doing that with some of my soccer player friends, so you can learn all about all of that there. But as for Weston McKennie, oh man.
Is he a big part of what we need?
Fractures. Oh yeah, he's in the center midfield area. He's an incredible player. It's going to be a huge loss for us. So he has 2 fractures in his foot, which, you know, the foot is just such a delicate thing that it's hard to tell people what recovery time is, because everybody feels differently because their bones are so fragile. So, you know, I would bet he'll probably miss all of the qualifiers. We won't have him there for that. But Giovanni Reyna also just came back from an injury, and I've read where he can kind of step into that role, but he's not going to be a Weston McKennie. Like, Weston McKennie's a household name for a reason. You know, he's incredible. And to be such a good player in the center mid is a huge deal, because you command the offense and you command the defense. You know, you're the one who's the transitionary piece, and that can make or break a team. So I'm really interested to see if Giovanni Reyna can handle that and can fill those shoes, or if they're going to pull someone else off the bench, maybe that we haven't had a chance to see yet.
That is Katie Goodman.
Good stuff, Katie.
San Antonio Sports Stars soccer insider, and also a Rock the Mic runner-up. Thank you for being with us today. That was a big story.
Thank you.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah. Huge win. Yes. Go girls.
Yes.
Go ladies. Go women.
Rudy, that's a big story. You know, that's an incredible story. And earlier I was listening to R&R in the morning. You were talking about how you like to troll people who like to cheer for Team Mexico. Why do you troll Team Mexico so much?
It has a lot to do with the fact that they think they're better than they are. They're really, I'm serious. They're really not that good. They got that win over Germany in the last either the last World Cup or the World Cup before that.
They'll live on that for 40 years, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's just they act, you're not Spain, you're not Brazil, you're not Germany. Even though they act like it, their claim to fame is being better than us. That's like the Phoenix Suns being happy that they beat the Orlando Magic. Yeah, Mexico, you're better in soccer than USA. That's your claim to fame? You're better than USA? I say, beat me in basketball, then we can talk. But don't brag about beating the USA in soccer. You're not better than anybody else, but they act like it. So that's why I love trolling them.
I'm glad that you gave that reset because I heard it this morning and I was laughing so hard when you were saying that. I mean, it's true, man. Whenever US plays Mexico, it's you have 90% of the crowd is American, but
right.
70% of the jerseys are green. So it's kind of weird, man. I'm fascinated by it all. But
me too.
I go to those games, and you know what? Technically, if I go to that game, I win either way, right? I can because Mexican descent. I'm an American citizen. Win either way.
I got you.
I could be I can be a complete hypocrite whenever I go to a soccer match if it's Team USA against Team Mexico. Hey, guess what, fellas? It is Wednesday. It is Movie Review Wednesday. Again, these movies everyone has seen pretty much except for me. So I'm reliving my childhood.
I cannot wait.
The movie we're doing next is 1984 classic, The Terminator.
The Terminator.
We'll be back.
Don't do that.
The Paul Feinbaum Show. It's the Jerry Springer of sports talk.
Let's try this again. This is Jim on the other line.
Yes, you won't let me talk, Paul. She knows I'll blast it all over the ceiling. You are a society snob. That's what you are, lady. And you're not a lady.
You hit people with a spitball.
You're a mad woman. You are a mad woman, lady.
Paul Feinbaum. Weekday afternoons at 2. San Antonio Sports Star. ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
1911 Cigars is the premier cigar lounge in South Texas, providing quality, affordable cigars in a professional, inviting environment with a large covered patio with TVs. A BYOB establishment, 1911 Cigars strives to allow the avid cigar connoisseur a comfortable place to relax, socialize, network, and of course enjoy a great cigar. 1911 Cigars is available for private events and has private cabanas with TVs, fire pits, and heaters. 1911 Cigars at 207 South Main Street in Cibolo. Online at 1911cigars.com.
If you suffer from chronic joint pain, don't assume that steroid shots, pain pills, and surgery are your only options. You can now get real, lasting, life-changing relief from QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics is the nation's leader in using biologic therapies to repair damaged tissue in your aching joints. The success rate is staggering. People with knee and back pain, shoulder pain, hip pain, they're moving again, enjoying life again, with help from QC Kinetics. This advanced, unique treatment protocol uses natural biologic agents, mostly from your own body. These powerful, highly concentrated growth factors are put directly into your affected joints, going to work to soothe the inflammation and restore damaged tissue. A truly regenerative treatment with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Finally, a new, different, highly successful approach to dealing with joint pain. Is it time you got a second opinion? Call QC Kinetics now at 210-571-0318 and wake up to a life without pain. That's 210-571-0318. Locations in Hollywood Park and Westover Hills.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
We're growing fast, and I stopped working weekends, thanks to how much smoother everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 27,000 businesses already use NetSuite. For the new year, NetSuite has a new financing program for those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this special one-of-a-kind financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
Twin Peaks is excited to announce the kickoff of their $2 million Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Basketball fans can sign up to put their knowledge to the test. Pick up the perfect bracket and grab a huge prize. Plus more ways to win, including $20,000 cash for 60-plus correct games, Twin Peaks for a year, or the best overall bracket, and even more. Visit TwinPeaksBracketChallenge.com to get registered. Submit your bracket for all the games in the men's college basketball tournament between Sunday, March 13th and Thursday, the 17th. Twin Peaks eats, drinks, and those scenic views.
Join up the game plan for the second half of the day. It's halftime with Michael Jimenez on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Yeah, baby, it is time. Welcome back to halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM. People love them. People hate them. People love to hate them. My movie reviews.
Do people hate them?
Oh, dude.
Why? I love them. And I'm the biggest hater there is. So why do people hate them?
And there's some
because
people.
Of the grade?
Because of the grades.
Oh.
Some people don't believe me that I've never seen these movies.
Oh, gotcha.
And they're like, come on, man, that's not true. There's no way in the world you went 44 years without seeing this movie. Dude, I'm telling you, if it was made between 1975 and 1990, chances are I didn't watch it growing up, man. Pretty sheltered. That's just the way that it was in the Jimenez household. I couldn't watch that stuff. But, I broke out of my shell around college and started watching movies and stuff like that. So this was, it's interesting because I usually put a poll out asking people, what do you want me to watch? And I take the top 4 and then put a poll out, and then the winner is the winner, right?
I like it.
But Ryan Nagel has taken control of this segment and was like, no, you're going to do Officer and a Gentleman. And I gave it an A- yesterday. Coming out, watching the Terminator, asking me to watch the Terminator, and I watched it for the first time this week. And
wait. No, don't wait. Let's go. I'll ask you in a minute. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, what I did not expect was to see Arnold Schwarzenegger's wang 3 minutes into the movie.
You did not. You saw his butt.
No, it was full frontal nudity.
Wang.
Full frontal nudity of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I thought I saw his butt.
No, he's walking backwards. It is butt shot for about a minute and a half, and then he turns back around, and it's his Austrian member is walking towards the camera. So that was amazing.
Stop lying.
I don't remember that.
Stop lying.
James Pleasure coming on
that.
it.
I remember
Maybe
that.
I got the extended cut, if you know what I mean.
For real. Continue.
So so there's a lot of guy nakedness because this takes place in 2029 and in the year 1984, right? So it's a 45-year difference there. But basically what ends up happening is the whole thing about Arnold Schwarzenegger is he plays a Terminator who's a cyborg coming from the year 2029 to come kill Sarah Connor.
Sarah Connor.
And Sarah Connor is apparently the mother of... Okay, so there's basically some sort of battle going on in 2029 between the machines and humans, right? The technology became smart and turned against the humans, and now there's a battle between that. And Sarah Connor's son is leading the charge against these machines.
He's gonna be their demise, so they have to kill her so she don't have him.
Sounds to me like Neo on the Matrix. It almost seems like the Matrix kind of took that whole storyline there.
I never understood the Matrix, so maybe you're right.
So and there's a lot of parallels between it all. But anyway, so they're going back in time to Terminator's going back in time to come kill her, because if the Terminator, who's played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, goes and kills Sarah Connor, then the future never happens. Okay,
Back to the Future.
So it's Back to the Future with having a child with the Matrix.
Yeah,
is basically what's going on. Well, there's a human that is coming back from the year 2029 who is trying to track down the Terminator to prevent the murder of Sarah Connor from happening.
Right.
And this all basically goes about the Terminator is looking for Sarah Connor. And how else do you do it? You let your fingers do the walking. You go through the phone book. Yeah. And he is killing Sarah Connor after Sarah Connor. I know. Used to go there. There's big old soggy,
remember those days?
Big old soggy yellow white pages right there.
Right on your front porch. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, it's become a media story because, you know, they recognize there's somebody named Sarah Connor who died, and then another person named Sarah Connor who died, and it's like one of those things. And she is now going, oh my God, that's my name. I'm next on the list. So of course she decides to go to a nightclub to hide out from all of this. And essentially the whole story revolves around this guy who is coming back from the future.
A Terminator.
No, the dude,
cyborg,
the human,
excuse me.
The human who's trying to prevent the cyborg from killing her. And, you know, they go out and they hide out. And one of the cool parts was the Terminator mimics the voice of Sarah Connor's mom after he had killed her. Or it had killed her, I should say. But you know, it was pretty interesting. I thought it was kind of weird that the human who came back from 2029, who comes back and says, I've loved you all along. Your son gave me this photo. And then he goes and impregnates her. And that's the one part of the movie that kind of confuses me a little bit, because what kind of butterfly effect time loop thing is going on with
like,
this?
I end up being your dad.
Yeah.
I end up being the dad, right?
Yeah. So how did he get there? That I was kind of confused about, but it was an entertaining movie nonetheless. And, you know, Sarah Connor's trying
action scenes,
trying to get away. There's a lot of action scenes. He, you know, the dude that she was with is basically really big into what's called like pipe bomb type of things, and is trying to prevent the Terminator from coming after them. But the Terminator just dies and comes back to life and dies and comes back to life. And the Terminator looks like a human, kind of talks like a human, and eventually the skin melts off.
But he's a cyborg.
But he's a cyborg, and the cyborg is chasing after her, and Sarah Connor eventually gets away.
The police station scene was awesome. The police car chase was awesome. Where he has to, I think the more classic part of it was when, you know, he finally reveals some of the skin and he takes it off, and the red eyes there, and he has to put the shades on. That's an iconic moment from the movie.
And the forearm is also
too.
I'm sorry,
the
as well.
Forearm, go
and
ahead.
then also the iconic line, because he is looking for Sarah Connor, who's at the police station.
He's like looking around at the thing, like, let me see if my car fits.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll be back.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. I will say this. I was.
Let me give it a drum roll.
I was entertained by this movie. Okay. I started out thinking this movie was kind of hokey.
What's hokey mean?
Hokey means kind of like dorky,
cheesy,
dorky, cheesy type of thing.
I'm
for a while.
giving a drum roll. I need to hear
but
this.
But it got better and better as it went along. Okay, better and better as it went along, to the point where when I was searching for this movie, you know, I went on Amazon Prime. It's on Amazon Prime. It's free on Amazon. I was like, wait, there was like 7 or 8 Terminator movies.
Yeah.
So it is good enough for me to want to watch the next one.
Part 2 is good. Part 2 probably the best one.
Okay, so I'm gonna give this. People are gonna hate me for this grade.
It's all good.
I'm gonna give it a B+. B as in boy.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But with a bullet, because it ended so well that I want to watch the next one. And I don't know if I'm going to give a review of the next one, but I want to watch the next one because it got me amped up. I thought it was kind of hokey at first, but it got better as it went on. The last hour was really, really good. I thought it held up well. The storyline's great. They could remake this movie with better CGI and whatnot. It would be fantastic. But I like the fact the background of this movie, James Cameron, who, you know, we know from Titanic and from Avatar and all these movies that he's done in the past. Did you know that according to reports and interviews that he's done, that he thought of this movie because of a nightmare he had?
No.
It was a nightmare that he had of a machine coming after him, and he designed a movie about that. But my favorite part about all this is talking about how they're trying to find out who, like, you know, when they're trying to figure out who should be playing what part. It's never the first option, man. You know, we were talking about Urban Cowboy last.
Oh yeah, who was the first option?
Or not Urban Cowboy? What was the Officer and Gentleman?
Officer and Gentleman.
It should have been somebody else. Well,
instead of Arnold, who was the first
Arnold
option?
was supposed to be Reese. He auditioned to be Reese, the human chasing after the Terminator. And James Cameron, in an interview, said that he did not like Arnold Schwarzenegger for that role and wanted to get rid of him and just basically cut him from the whole process. But that in talking to him about it, that Arnold was saying, I'm more intrigued by the Terminator because the Terminator should be doing this, that, and the other, and was going through like the movements and was talking to like the speech pattern and whatnot. And Cameron was like, oh my God, that's the Terminator. Like, you should be the Terminator. They ended up getting some other dude involved. Joe Reinagle has just walked by the window over here, and he's just shaking his head no. But who they wanted to play Reese was originally, they looked at Sylvester Stallone and Mel Gibson. Oh, this is for the Terminator. They wanted Sylvester Stallone first, then Mel Gibson. And the studio, after those two said no, wanted O.J. Simpson to be the Terminator. Interesting.
No way.
Now, as far as the role,
are you serious?
As far as the role Reese, they originally were looking at Sting, the singer.
Nice.
What's
up, Joe?
Matt Dillon, Kurt Russell, and Tommy Lee Jones of San Antonio was also considered for Reese.
I'm glad Tommy didn't get it.
This is young Tommy Lee Jones. But we are being invaded right now. Right. We have Pledger and Joe Reinagle. Joe Reinagle gave me a look from across the room and just nodded no. I liked this movie. I want to watch T2. I'm excited about T2. That's the second one, right?
Is good.
Here's the problem. How do you not understand how after he impregnates her, don't you get it? He comes back into time. So the son is already fully grown in the future. Duh.
No, I'm not talking about the son. The son is fine. What I'm talking about is Reese. How does Reese's time loop? Because if he existed back then, it sounded as though he was born in the future and therefore came back in time and pregnant the son.
Yes.
But then how does he go back? But
he doesn't go back.
But if he doesn't go back, that means he's not there.
What?
His
he was already there.
His life stopped
if he went back in time.
I don't think you should.
You know what? I need a whiteboard.
Dude, obviously you better stick to Mr. Rogers. Okay, because some of these movies are a little too complicated for you.
I heard that movie sucked, by the way. but I haven't seen it, but I have a cardigan to wear when I watch it. But
how terrified of you of Skynet are you now?
Skynet. Well, you know what? But see, that's the thing. It is a B+ with a bullet, which means that it ended so well that I'm looking forward to the next movie.
Well, then how is it a B+?
Because the first quarter of it was okay. It got better as it went on.
The Acquired Hypocrite. Because remember, he thought Tombstone started real slow, but it got really good at the end, so he gave it a C+. So I don't understand that either.
The difference is that it took so long for Tombstone to get better. It took over an hour to get better, whereas Terminator, after about 20 minutes, was like, okay, it's picked up the pace, and the remaining hour and 40 minutes was fine.
It's a shorter movie, so
dude, I figured after you saw Schwarzenegger's member, you'd have thought it was pretty good.
I never saw that.
It didn't happen.
Everyone thinks that
I never saw that.
I never saw that either, dude.
I saw his butt. That was it.
Now the butt is
that was real. I didn't
that
see
was real.
Wang.
And Bill Paxton is in the movie. He plays one of the punks, I guess you could say. That's
but
there.
He said they wanted O.J. Simpson to be the Terminator originally.
Really?
James Cameron.
Yeah, he was one of the three that were looked at for it. It was Sylvester Stallone was their first choice. Mel Gibson was second. Both turned it down. Studio wanted O.J. Simpson, and then that got pushed away. He didn't say yes to that. That got pushed away. They ended up landing on whatever guy they had for Reese. I forgot the guy's name. I don't know who the guy is, to be honest with you.
Dude, you don't remember him from Tombstone?
It's funny because I looked him up.
See what I'm saying?
I looked him up online and I noticed that. But if you
if
you told me his name,
you got connections.
He's got a full book report here, but he didn't bother to put the main character's name in his notes.
Sarah Connor is the main character. And the Terminator is the second one. But the ones that they wanted for Reese were the singer Sting, Matt Dillon, Kurt Russell, and Tommy Lee Jones were all considered or offered before they went to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, not for the dude for Reese. I'm sorry.
Right.
Tommy Lee, but again,
and Arnold Schwarzenegger auditioned for Reese.
Wow.
He auditioned for Reese and failed. And as they were telling him that he's not going to be that role, goes off and tells them how they should do the Terminator. And then they were like, wait a minute, that kind of fits.
You're it.
that kind of fits. By the way, he has 17 lines, less than 100 words in the whole movie.
But I think I agree with what Joe said last week. Now looking back, I can't see anybody but those three people.
Yeah.
Anybody else doesn't seem weird.
It would seem weird. And, I think sometimes movie studios luck into the people that eventually get the characters.
Well, it absolutely happened with Marvel. Like, Marvel wanted Tom Cruise to play Tony Stark to kick off the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Tom would have been good.
Yeah.
Tom is good.
No, he would not have been.
No. Yes, he would.
Robert Downey Jr. was.
Robert Downey can't do Mission Impossible, but Tom could do Stark.
Not
You wanna start?
It wouldn't be what it is.
Yes, man. Tom is a bad boy. He may be weird.
Now, Joe.
But he's a bad boy.
I will let you know this. I did dig the music. The 80s music on there was,
the soundtrack was awesome.
Yeah. I did like the music. That was good. But I'm excited about T2. That was good times. It was good times. And the fact that he came back to life. The one of the funniest parts of the movie was when there's a big car chase accident scene, and you see a mannequin flying. You can tell it's a mannequin. It was so funny. It was so awesome.
The 80s, bro.
It was kind of like in The Godfather when that punch happens and the guy hits. He got hit, and it was missed by like 4 feet. It was so great. It reminded me of that.
Dude, the biggest change in the second one you're going to see is Sarah Connor.
Oh yeah, because she becomes a badass.
Character.
She becomes a badass.
Yeah. Just saying.
She didn't believe that she was. Basically, this movie is The Matrix, or The Matrix is basically Terminator.
Is the prequel.
In many ways. By the way, one last thing, because we're up against the break. I did watch Officer Gentleman the second time, so I may need to revise it A- into just a straight up A.
I agree, dude.
I liked it the second time better than the first time, and I liked it the first time.
Dude, there's hope for you yet, Jimenez.
There's
hope for you, dude.
I don't know.
But there are
he pandered to one of your movies, so now you're caving like Rudy Jay.
I'm not caving. It should have gotten an A all along.
He's Joe Right-Angle, the acquired caver.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
I need another movie to review again, hopefully from the 80s.
Yeah,
maybe the early
I've done
90s.
two, man. One of you guys got to pick one.
I think you're gonna run out of movies soon.
You know what? I probably
because
have
everything's not worth it.
I have 3 years worth of material for this, but I think T2 might be the next one. Let's just go ahead and go to the sequel.
That's a good movie.
But we're up against the break.
All right.
We'll be back. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star.
It's Joe. Good to see y'all, brothers.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. San Antonio Sports Star Drive to End Hunger is going on now through March 25th. Just go to sasportstar.com to give what you can or just find drop-off locations. It's all presented by the Institute for Functional Health, Rambler Sparkling Water, Copenhagen Imports, and Airtron.
The Houston Texans re-signed their longest tenured player and long snapper John Weeks to a one-year deal. This will be Weeks' 13th season with the Texans. In college football news, 2023 four-star wide receiver Rico Flores from Folsom, California, has named Texas in his top 5 schools. The Longhorns are joined by Ohio State, Notre Dame, Georgia, and UCLA. In college basketball, the Texas A&M Aggies got a 91-77 win over the Georgia Bulldogs. The 9th-ranked Texas Tech Red Raiders beat the Oklahoma Sooners 66-42. Tonight, the 20th-ranked Texas Longhorns take on the TCU Horned Frogs in Austin. Tip-off is set for 6, a game that will be televised on ESPN2. I'm Rudy Jay for San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM.
You can talk low carb all you want, but if you don't have a lineup of great tasting snacks behind you, you're not going to win the keto game. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds are high protein and low carb. Plus, they're low sugar, gluten-free, and naturally loaded in collagen. So it is a no-brainer. Get the bold flavors of Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds at H-E-B and online at southernrecipesmallbatch.com.
Southern Recipe pork rinds.
Got a party of 10 coming in. We need to flip those 2 tables.
Leah's restaurant is fully booked night after night.
Section 3 is still behind.
She no longer has reservations about finally finding a hostess.
Why doesn't 23 have menus? Oh, they're in my hand.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. I'm a speed bump. Did you hear what I said? I'm a speed bump. And if you have cut-rate car insurance, the cost to reattach your muffler could really be a bump in the road. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Find more jobs on the new Monster.com. Jobs for night owls, early risers. Jobs for people who do their best thinking in the morning, or the evening, or the shower, or with TV cameras pointed in their face. Jobs for people who like the way they look in scrubs, or in cowboy hats, or tool belts. Even jobs for people who think they have a voice for radio. With more advice and jobs for career switchers, new grads, and digital nomads, Monster has all you need to find the right fit. Go to thenewmonster.com or download our app today.
You can unlock more cash than you realize from your home's equity with a cash-out refinance today. In the last year, average home values have gone up nearly 20%. And with Rocket Mortgage, you can unlock thousands in less than 3 weeks. But you've got to act right now before rates go up. So when you're looking to unlock the cash in your home, Rocket can. Call 833-8ROCKET today or go to rocketmortgage.com to get started.
Rates current as of 12/12/21. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender license in all 50 states. And MLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030. Call 800-490-1233 for disclosures and cost information.
Guys, stop what you're doing. Give me a few seconds of your time and let me give you a piece of advice that will change your love life forever. Have you noticed you've been losing a little pep in your step? Has your lady friend asked you, is everything okay? Do you find yourself having trouble rising for the occasion? Do you stress out before that special moment and wonder, is it gonna work? Guys, I'm going to let you in on a big secret. You don't ever have to worry again. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula has you covered. Mojo is the 100% guaranteed male enhancement formula that guarantees lasting success, if you know what I mean. The Mojo Male Enhancement Formula is safe, natural, and effective every single time, guaranteed. Mojo is available in a fast-acting spray and a quick-action capsule. Do yourself and her a favor and call Pure Line Nutrition in San Antonio today. They'll get you set up for success. Call 210-494-2210. That number again is 210-494-2210. Mojo Male Enhancement, only available at Pure Line Nutrition.
When will they play ball? Will they play ball? The MLB lockout continues, and we're following it all the way to opening day. If that happens, San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
Hey guys, it's Rudy Jay. Your home for sports talk is right here on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN 1250 and 103.3 FM.
It's halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250 and 103.3 FM. Thank you for all the comments on Facebook and YouTube. Eddie Stewart coming out saying the Terminator is the prequel to The Matrix. Very, very true. I believe that. Boteo Franklin says The Matrix and the Terminator were both adapted from the Bible. There are a lot of people who actually believe that there's a correlation between The Matrix and the Bible.
Whoa,
very,
I'm not.
Very interesting.
That is above my pay grade.
No, it's actually, when you read in articles about that and how they break it all down, there's a little bit of resemblance to it all.
That's above my pay grade.
Rodrigo reached out saying that
say?
I definitely went to business careers and not Holmes. No, I went to Holmes, baby. Ingram Park Mall. That was my place.
That was because you didn't know freestyle music.
Yeah, people want to know if I've seen Jerry Maguire. I have seen Jerry Maguire. It's classic. I'll give that.
But you still need to put the poll out there, even though you're gonna do T2. You need to put the poll out.
And
like Arnold at the beginning of the movie.
Also, getting reminders that Neo was supposed to be played by Will Smith originally, and not Keanu Reeves.
Wild
West.
You know, Will was gonna be Django too, but he wanted to kill Mr. Candyland, and Quentin Tarantino said no, because remember who killed Candyland? It was the guy he rode in with. Will wanted to kill him.
Interesting. It's been a while since I've seen that movie.
And Tarantino was like, no, that's not how the script goes. But he goes, you get to blow up Happy Land, you get to blow up Candyland, but you can't kill him.
Now, one of the things that I love about working with Rudy Jay is that I did not do this on my work computer, but I did it on my cell phone. I had to look up the phrase Terminator penis because no one believed me that Arnold Schwarzenegger's wang, or at least something that looks like it, is sticking out. And I showed you the clip. I showed you on my phone that it does exist. It is a thing.
He's wanging. He's wanging.
Why would I make that up?
I know. Well, you saw it in HD. We saw it in 360i.
Yeah.
We didn't see that. 360i is just a big shadow.
Which is funny because you all watched it on HBO on one of those big TVs that weighed like 3,000 pounds.
Yeah, not even.
I'm on a 70-inch in my bedroom watching this, laying back.
In 1080. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but no, in 1080, you definitely saw Wang.
Yeah.
That was Wang.
I'm super excited because I think I have to just compelled to watch T2 because everyone is saying that Terminator 2 is better, but I got better. So I'm super excited because, again, I'm having a childhood here that I had never had before. But again, tomorrow, halftime is on the road. We are live at the Roo Pub, 281 and Redland Road. Also, the Blitz will be out there from 4 to 7. Hang out with me, Ryan Eagle, Minix, with Rob, with Rudy. We'll be out there all day tomorrow. This is halftime on San Antonio Sports Star, ESPN AM 1250, 103.3 FM.
Didn't catch R&R in the morning? Here's what you missed.
Every one of them at fault. The guy who got